average around 30%, whereas the Japan obesity rate is only 3.5%. But what
3.5
makes
か
the
それ
weight
す
of
ごい少
people
な
in
い
these two
な
countries so different?
こんにちは皆さん、テリチャンネルのテリです。いつも動画を見てくれてありがとう。今日はですね、日本人が痩せてる理由についてビデオを見ていきます。確かにジョージアにいる日本人も痩せてる人が多いです。だからどんなビデオかな見ていきましょう。では、1、2、3。OK。
If you've ever been to Japan, you may have noticed that it's really hard to find an obese Japanese person.
そうですよね。
In the United States, it's quite a different story. The rate of obesity among adults in America is on average around 30%, whereas the Japan obesity rate is only 3.5%. But what
3.5
makes
か
the
それ
weight
す
of
ごい少
people
な
in
い
these two
な。
countries so different? At first, I was thinking about things like Japanese people drink a lot of green tea, and they get a decent
Matcha
amount
tea,
of
no?
fermented foods like kimchi or natto, which is great for the gut microbiome.
そう
But
だ
in
ね。
this video, I
納
want
豆は
to
美味し
focus
いけ
on a
ど
very simple yet key
難しいな
point
食べ
about
るの。
Japan. The food environment is drastically different from the US.
そう。
As of
ジョージアも同じ
2017,
です。
there's over 243,000 fast food establishments in America.
う
There's
わ
only
ー、すごいな。
6,169 establishments in Japan, meaning per person, there's about 15 times more fast food
Oh.
restaurants in America.
やべえな、これ。
Then again, in Japan,
McDonald's,
fast food,
why?
fried food, chips, chocolate, candy, soda, and not so healthy things are still available wherever you go.
Yes,
But there's
of
a huge
course.
variety of equally convenient, reasonably healthy food. Let's say I'm the
日本
average
の
busy
食べ物
person
は
in
全
the
部
States
元
who
気
would
です
like
ね。
to be
元気じゃなく
healthy
てヘル
but
シー。
doesn't have time to cook at home. What's for breakfast? Most people's options are limited to things like a McGriddle with hash browns and coffee, or maybe an egg and processed cheese sandwich with tater tots at Dunkin' Donuts, or some pancakes at Denny's if you have more time. Surely some people will have healthier options than that, but I'm trying to think of what most people are going to have access to. So what's a quick breakfast in Japan? While there's more than 6,000 fast food establishments in Japan,
6000は
there's
や
also
べえな、全部食べ
5,000
たい。
rice bowl establishments. The big ones are Yoshinoya,
牛丼、
Sukiya,
牛
and
丼、
Matsuya.
牛
And for
丼。
$4 at Sukiya, for breakfast you can get plain rice, miso soup with seaweed, an egg,
めっちゃ美味しい
baked
わ。
fish, and a small potato salad comes with it. If I'm extra hungry, maybe I'll add some kimchi, fermented soybeans, and stewed beef for
安いもあ
$4.
る、早いもあ
Or
る、
you can
元
put
気
together
も
a
ある。
reasonably healthy meal from a convenience store.
セブンイレブン。
At a Japanese convenience store, I can get a rice ball, which is just
そうそう。
rice,
お
salmon,
にぎ
and
り
salt,
とかそれ
a
めっちゃ
small
痛かった
salad,
わ。
or a package of sushi, or a thing of fish
so-
with miso,
う
or
ん、
some
これ
soup.
は美味しい。
I was pretty impressed with how little junk is in this. It's basically just vegetables, pork, and fish broth. And there's a bunch of foods like
It's
this.
very, very
Here's what I
healthy.
can get for under $10 USD.
Yes。めっちゃ安いわ。
Compare this to
食べ
what's
たい。
available in American convenience stores. They're usually limited to fried foods sitting under heat lamps or foods
そ
loaded
れ
with
もある
trans
かやっぱ
fats,
り。
sugar, preservatives, and unhealthy
ジ
additives.
ョージアもめっちゃあ
If
る
you're
よ、こ
lucky,
れ
you might be
な。
able to get a package of plain nuts with nothing added.
そうそう。
So the items in Japanese convenience stores are not top quality health foods, but they're not bad.
そう
This is big
これは
because
確かに
practically
悪くはない
everyone
で
has
すよ。
access to
For
these
body, I
places.
mean.
Convenience stores like these are everywhere. Japan has about 55,000 convenience stores, meaning there's about 10 times more convenience stores per square kilometer in Japan compared to America. For most,
これ
these
すごい。
places are in walking distance. I understand that, of course, there are healthy restaurants here and there in America, and you can make a really healthy meal with ingredients from the supermarket.
はい。
But when it comes to cheap, convenient, and quick food, it's almost always quite unhealthy.
Yes,
In
it's
Japan,
always. ジ
for
ョ
a
ージア
quick
も同
lunch,
じ
I
で
can go to
す。
Burger King, or right next door, I can get some sushi.
はい。
I can get a hamburger and some popcorn at Vandalism Cafe, or I can go next door to Matsuya and get a bowl of spicy tofu soup with a bit of beef, green onion and cabbage,
私すごい
some
牛丼
pork,
が
a
痛かった。
soft-boiled egg,
食べ
some
たい。
mustard spinach, rice, and there's free pickled ginger to go with it. And of course, there are many healthier non-chain places that offer many different types of cuisine.
うわー
And
すごい
this
な。
variety
日本の
is
クジンは
important.
やばい。
It's going to be much easier to stick to healthier
バラエ
options
ティはたく
if you
さん
aren't
ある。
getting bored of having to eat the same things at the same places over and over. Even if you're going out to drink with friends at dinner time, there's still a variety of good food choices.
そうで
The
すよ。
standard place
確か
to
に
drink
過
at
ご
is
してる
an
人が多い
izakaya.
な。
At 10,000 establishments, there's almost twice as many izakayas as there are fast food places in Japan.
はい。
Replacing fast food for alcohol is not a good strategy, but let's see what the common izakaya chains have to offer in the way of food.
Okay, let's see. 粉蒸され枝豆、リベル。おー、すごいな。
Let me point out
Sashimi.
one more time that there's of course much
Sashimi
better
食べたいわ。
quality food than what you get at convenience stores, rice bowl chains, or izakayas. And this is not what most Japanese people eat on a daily basis.
うん。
I'm not really recommending these places either. Most Japanese people wouldn't think of these places as healthy. But
So
this
it's-
isn't about optimal health. I just mean to point out that even someone who puts minimal effort into being healthy can get some reasonable quality meals out of these very convenient places.
それはめっちゃ助かった
By the
私
way,
にとっても
what's
日
everyone
本で。
drinking with and between meals?
はい。
In America, more often than not, it's soda.
Soda.
Considering a survey of
確かに。
80 countries found that America
ジョー
comes
ジア
in
も
at
コ
rank
ーラ、
number
ペプシ
one
とそう
for
いうも
soda
のが
consumption
多
at
いです。
170 liters purchased per person in 2011.
それすご
Japan
い。
came in at rank 56 at 32 liters per person. In Japan, most places serve tea with your meal for free, and in general, it's harder to purchase massive quantities of soda. There's no comically large big gulps at 7-Eleven. I haven't
So-
seen these packs of soda here. And Japan has the smallest large cup size at McDonald's. An American medium-sized drink is bigger than a Japanese large. Another factor to thank for keeping people's soda intake low is again variety. What's interesting is despite Japan drinking 5 times less soda than America, soda is available in vending
ベン
machines
ディングマシン
everywhere
でそんな
in
コーラ
Japan.
とそういう
There's
悪いものがないで
5.52
すね、あん
million
まり。
vending machines, meaning there's a vending machine for every 23 people in Japan.
そうそうそ
That's
う。
the
これ
highest
は
vending machine per capita
多
on
い
the
多い
planet.
ベンディングマシン
So
の
what's in
国
these
ですよ、
vending
日本。
Why don't we take a look at this vending machine I came across on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere,
そ
Hakone.
う。
Among other things, they have black coffee, 6 different types of unsweetened tea, and water. A typical American vending machine offers
いや、
13
チップス
varieties
と
of
か
drink,
ソ
the
ーダ
only
とか。
non-sweet one being water. So, convenience and variety. Simple, but it makes a difference. It's
Yes.
easier to pick the healthy choices when they are just as easy and convenient as the unhealthier choices.
そうそうそう。
Now, this is by no means the full story on Japan and health, but I think these are 2 key factors. I'll be doing another video on some of the many other things that contribute to health in Japan, so if there's a particular point you want to hear discussed, leave a comment below.
めちゃくちゃ面白かった、本当興味深いだったこのビデオ。やっぱ I've said it to many people when I came back to Georgia that in Japan this fast food what are outside is pretty much healthier than you can find it in a different country such as in America or even in Georgia. 前も私は言ってましたよ。ジョージアの外に歩いている時、もちろん私たちもベンディングマシンがあります。そして病院の中にも例えばあります。でもそのベンディングマシンの中に水はあるよ。これはもちろんどこでもベンディングマシンであると思う。でも他のは例えば食べ物が欲しかったらずっと甘いなやつしかないですよ。なんかスニーカーズとかスキーテルスとかそういう体に悪いものがたくさんあります。お店、外のお店、ファストフードのはジョージアでみんなパンが食べるからパンのお店です。例えばハチャプリとかロビアニとかカダとかめちゃくちゃこういうものがあります。そして私も sometimes when I'm hungry outside and I want to eat something very fast because I don't have time to go in a cafe or something like that, it's really hard for me because all thing what I can get is only with pan, you know. そして日本で私は妊娠だったと。妊娠の時は結構お腹はすぐすくよ。だからそれで大変だった。なぜなら例えば every 30 minutes I wanted to eat something, but because there was no so much like a oily and this kind of fast food, I was getting rice balls in convenience stores and such as like a ikura, fish and this kind of stuff. So if I was eating the fast food what we have in Georgia at this time, or for example in America, I would come from Japan like this big, you know. めっちゃ助かったよ、私にとって。なぜならもちろん I didn't want it to be fat。妊娠はちょっと太ったけど、そうでもなかったな。今はすぐ戻ってきたよ。そして this is also very big benefit as well because if I eat that junk food all the time when I was pregnant, I would gain lots of fat and it would be very hard to lose it after giving birth. But already it's been like 4 months and I came back to my old shape. And also I liked in Japan that when you are going in a restaurant, the meal what you are getting is enough for one person and it's not big, you know. But in Georgia, for example, when you are going in restaurant and ordering something, saying it's very big meal and like if one person will eat this, of course you are going to gain weight. And I've heard from many Japanese people who came in Georgia and tried to eat Georgian food. They got fat because of that because you can see Japanese food here a lot. では今日のビデオはここまでです。最後まで見てくれてありがとう。次のビデオでお会いしましょう。またねー。